Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome to the next episode of the 100 Season 5. I apologise if the light is very blue in here right now. It's quite rainy outside and quite dark, so I've got not a lot of natural light that I normally get from this side and from the window on that side of the room. So I've mainly got the lights in the back, which are very like purpley, bluey. I've got a little ring light here, but it doesn't give a lot of great light, so I'll do what I can in the edit, but most of you won't even care. I'll be the only person that cares. But I just wanted to point it out, just so you know that I'm not just ignoring the fact that the light might be a little odd today. The last episode that we watched was called Warrior's Will, which was really exciting. So we had Bellamy and Gaia and Indra in the fight to the death in the pit. And it was a really good fight scene. But luckily Monty saved the day by coming in with the plants. The hydro farm was really working. We have plant life, we have greenery, we have all this great stuff that we can now start to live. We can rebuild society. But Blood Rainer wasn't happy about that. Blood Rainer wanted to rule and for the fight to happen and for them to go to war with Eden and the people over there. So what did Blood Rainer do? She burnt the whole thing to the ground. And I was furious. I was really mad because it was a way to stop this war. Because at the end of the day, you guys are over there, we've got our own life over here, we don't need to war, you do your thing, we do our thing. Obviously at times there would have been things that cropped up, but I was also just thinking they could have just lived there and been happy and had things. But no, Blood Rainer wasn't happy about that, so we had to burn the whole thing to the ground. Yeah, it made me really sad for Monty because it's like it was his whole purpose of life, of his season was to build these hydro farms and now it's been burnt down, so yeah, it just feels like a total waste of time. And also we had Clark and that arriving at the church, finding Abby, who looked like she'd taken an overdose of pills. So there was that. But this episode is called The Dark Year. So I hope, that this episode probably is going to primarily focus on just what happened in the bunker during that dark year. So it's either going to be a fully flashback episode or we jump forward and backwards in time as the Octavia's lot, the one crew approach Eden for the fight. But I feel like there's not going to have a lot of major things going on until the next episode where it's the big two-part finale. But this episode feels like it's going to be building up to that, but finally showing us how the bunker got so bad and how Octavia got to the point that she is now. Let's jump into the episode to find out. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And there's a Patreon link in the description box if you want to watch the full reaction to this episode, as well as the next few of Season 5. Let's jump into the 100 Season 5 Episode 11. Finally, let's find out what happened during the dark year.
Okay.
But I've done that before. Not pleasant.
Please let me do this.
You ready to get back to
work? Hi.
How the hell did you get here?
I mean, it did take her 6 years to get us back down to the ground.
And here we are.
Well,
He hates that I'm that good.
Careful, cave's not big enough to fit your head.
See?
Okay, well then what about Allegiance 3?
I like their relationship still.
See, that's the look of failure
Banter.
right there.
Also, no, back up. And also, no, hold up.
Can't go back because Octavia fucked us.
Got it down in no luck. Also up clear tree.
Pass down. No more, no more.
He's looking really good this season. I know I've said it a few times, but
Be safe. Over and out.
I'm very into Bellamy this season.
If it's true, I'll deal with her later. What we need is for McCreary to not be able to launch missiles into our friends again.
You think I'd do that if I got caught?
I think torture has a way of changing people's minds.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You need to tie me down first.
Why?
Because I don't want to hurt you.
What happened to you, Mom?
Oh, we're gonna find out.
You said we had 5 years.
Here we go. Here we go.
Down
Finally.
here for 2.
1 year. Without a protein source.
We all know what the answer is.
Abby.
Kill people.
If we don't get at least 10% of our calories from protein over that amount of time, we'll starve to death. There is only one potential source.
It's like being on the oh god, did they eat people?
The fighting pits.
Since we can't go back because you burnt the farm, since we can't stop, because we'll starve, we thought we should let you know that you've killed your people.
Bellamy.
It's a lot of weapon to take, though.
Drop the gun. Right now.
I got a better idea.
Oh lord. Not that gun, I hate that gun.
Weapon. Now that would be a big win.
Shaw, what the hell are you doing?
I like the colours here. Like the dark green of the... Wow! With the leaves against snow. Come through, Shaw. Absolutely. Oh. Sexy Annie can fight.
Nice throw.
I'm a fan.
Thanks. When McCreary came for us, she put herself between a bullet and my child without even blinking. She's a brave woman.
She is.
Opiates are a bitch. The Red Queen will reign over the Green Valley. Only question is how much of it's left when the shooting stops.
Yeah. So is it worth the fight for if you destroyed most of it along the way? Poor Abby.
Stop!
She told me her mother was kind, loving. What happened to you?
I mean, drugs.
No,
Drugs.
what's going on?
And 6 years in hell.
Wasn't you?
It's interesting that we're just seeing the dark here through Abby's point of view. Very unexpected.
They need to see us do this.
So they are eating people.
We all know the situation. But the sin would be letting ourselves starve to death when we know
They're eating people.
we're all that's left of the human race.
God, whose job was it to cook them?
They died so we can live. Honor them. Don't let their sacrifice go to waste.
Christ! That's vile. Totally understandable from a survival point of view. You've seen it in real life where people eat other people to survive in horrible situations.
I can't.
But mentally, that's a lot.
If you don't eat, you starve.
Yeah.
There's always a choice, Abby. You know that.
It's a weird one because you don't want to eat people, but if there's no other choice, apparent option at least at the time.
This war that you're so anxious for is about to be fought on the last survivable land on Earth. That is monumentally stupid.
This is how it was meant to be.
No.
You and me. Fighting side by side.
I'm not fighting for you.
No.
I'm fighting to get back to my family.
We did things to survive.
Absolutely.
Things no human being should ever have to do. No way.
Oh, what now?
When they're hungry enough, they'll eat.
If they die from malnutrition, their muscles will atrophy, and there won't be enough meat on their bones.
I can't hear this.
You have to hear this.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
I miss old Octavia.
Cannibal.
What I'm really intrigued by is that Ali's words. Abby's the one that's making all these big decisions.
And I suppose you want me to make an exception for Kane.
No.
I mean, that's the right thing to do.
The key. You convince him, and the rest will follow.
This isn't a choice.
For me, it is. One of the men in the arena yesterday was my brother.
Oh.
But I would rather die with my brother than...
Olivia. What are you doing?
She's gonna kill him. Or she's gonna put him in the pit.
You are one crew. Or you are an enemy of one crew.
Ah.
Octavia. Put the gun down,
Shit.
please.
This is where she starts to go off the rails. Yeah.
You eat or you die. Please don't do this.
Davy, this isn't you. Please put down the gun.
Just take a bite.
I don't like this. It explains a lot, though.
You eat or you die.
Davy, please.
Eat or die.
No, stop, shut enough! Enough! I'll eat.
Oh no, it's got his blood on it as well. Tasty. Nice little condiment. Oh my god, that is dark.
It was me.
Makes me understand a lot of people's pain more. For sure.
She murdered her own people to break their will. I know.
Yeah.
As awful as it was, taking away their choice, putting it all on her, she bore it so they didn't have to. Just like you at Mount Weather.
She's not wrong though.
I told you that story.
Alexa
You never
did.
told me a lot of things. Ashamed of you.
Oh.
Grow something other than algae. Okay?
This is all too happy. I hope Monty survives this. Told you she liked him.
I'm not mad at you for saving my life. I'm mad at you for making me care about yours.
Yeah, I figured it was that much.
Everything we had to do to get there. It'll make sense. You'll see.
I hope you're right.
So much tension between these two characters.
I have to be.
The baby?
Fine.
Good.
How's your neck?
What's happening?
Or you can get those guns off us and we'll tell you how to win it. And why would you tell me that?
Because I won't let the devil in this garden.
Tavia. Oh, he looks mad. Shit. Okay, guys, that was my reaction to season 5, episode 11 of the 100, The Dark Year. That was dark. That was really dark. Let's talk about some of the minor bits before I get onto the really, really intense stuff that happened in the bunker. So, like Raven and Shaw are now like a little romantic couple. I had a feeling there was a bit of chemistry between the two when they were in Eden. More so this episode when she was really pissed at him for helping them in that fight, like when he was about to stay in the cave and he came out and she was so pissed about it. I figured that was more of a because she cares about him than it was about him doing what he did, because at the end of the day he helped and he won and he helped them survive and looked sexy while he was doing it. But yeah, so they're like a little couple. Obviously Echo wants to get back to Bellamy because the different parties are all split up. And there wasn't a ton with like McCreary's side of it this episode. Obviously we had Abby. I don't want to talk about the bunker stuff yet. I'm going to get to that. I'll talk about the actual current day stuff. So Abby went through rapid detox and isn't not an addict, because obviously you don't just stop being an addict when you're detoxed and or have like cold turkey or whatever. But obviously she's in a better place in terms of she's not in the middle of a withdrawal or a major addictive, like the part where you're actually taking like a relapse, I suppose. So hopefully she's in a better place to help them. We don't know if she's curing the people yet, but that's obviously an option. She wants to cure the people. And the main part, I guess, with McCreary and Dio's side was about the battle plans for how to take Eden. So what we saw was they knew that McCreary had Dio's battle plans and so used Dio's, because Dio was trying to be all nice and helpful, and I was really starting to warm to the character. We'll get to the ending, but I have a thought on the ending. I have a theory. So they're helping. She was helping them come up with an extra plan. Like, I put all these plans together. I know them inside out. I thought of everything. But so then she also must have left a little route to get in. So she's helping them do that until they can get into Eden, you know? So there's that. She helped them. She was being lovely and friendly and had friendship with Cain. But then it looked like at the end, she turned herself in because Cain didn't want to let the devil in the garden. We'll get to that point. But also she turned herself in and was like, I can help you because they know that you have plans. They know you have my plans, and we've given them basically this plan to get in. Now my thought is that this could be like a double, triple bluff thing where to actually help Octavia's side, I don't know, because of Cain, I'm not sure. So my idea is not fully formed, but what I would have normally thought is they're turning themselves in to look like, actually, you know what, we're going to help you because we want to survive. We don't want these people to take over, so we're actually going to help you. Even though we've told them we're going to help them, we're going to double cross them, we're going to help you. In actual fact, in a lot of these situations, it's like a triple cross, where part of that plan is that they go to McCreary and say, we're going to help you. Tell them false information or lead them a certain way so that the Octavius Lot can actually get in. And so it's like a double cross sort of situation. Now, the thing that puts me in doubts with that idea is the Cain stuff because of what happened down in the bunker. And before we get to the bunker, I liked that Octavia just seemed like she's starting to listen to other people a bit more at this point. And Bellamy was saying, we have this plan to get into Eden because if you go the way you're going, you're going to get killed. And she was listening. Still quite emotional. Still not totally sure of herself. It definitely feels like that wall is breaking down. But now that we know a little bit more about the Dark Year, we can understand why she is the way she is. So what I found really interesting before we jump to the actual contents of the Dark Year was that we found out what happened through Abby's eyes, which I thought was really interesting at first. I was like, why are we seeing this from Abby? Like, what? Because she's not been like the most... Sorry, my recording stuff has been a bit funny. Because she's not the most... I don't say interesting character, particularly compared to like Octavia, especially this season. It's just been a case of Abby's got a drug addiction. Cool. When we started seeing them through Abby's eyes, I was a bit curious, nervous, because I just thought, well, why Abby? Like, well, surely it would be better to see it through Octavia's eyes. But obviously when we saw what actually happened, Abby was vitally important what happened down there. So we started off with 2 years in, their food thing isn't... I can't remember exactly how they worded it, but essentially they didn't have enough stuff to feed themselves for another... It would take like a year for the hydro farms to get what they needed, or something like that, to that effect anyway, where for the next year, they essentially didn't have enough food. And so the only option they had, which again came from Abby, is where's the only source of food that we've got that we're not already using? Dead people. And so we already had the pits in place, the fights in place, and the obvious logical step for more food is people. Now at first, because I was genuinely shocked. I didn't at any point in my reactions watching the season, from rewatching the start of the season, getting to this point, at no point did I ever consider cannibalism was a part of that year. I think just because we never heard about the struggle for food towards the beginning of the time there. We just knew there was a dark year and they got through it. And it also makes sense now where she said that Indra just stood and watched. We'll get to it. Scott, stop getting distracted. I feel like the dude from How I Met Your Mother, you know, like if you ever watched it, how he tells stories but in such a weird order. Anyway, so they had to decide whether to start using people for food, but also because they were starving, they didn't really have a choice. It was, we have no other food source. We either eat people or we die. So that thought in itself was really scary and really dark, but also understandable. We've seen it in real life with real situations in life where people get stranded and trapped somewhere, and the only option they have to live is to eat other people, eat each other. It's the last resort that you want to do, to eat your own species. Obviously, understandable, we don't want to eat other people, and the amount of disease you can get from eating other people. There's one, I can't remember the name of it. It was in Scream Queen Series 2. There's a certain disease you can get from eating other human flesh. And I can't remember what it's called. It'll come straight to me as soon as I finish recording, but yeah. So that was a really dark decision they had to make of whether to do it or not. And then we jumped forward to the next part of the Dark Year, where they were all in the canteen and they had the human flesh on the plates, nice little cubes. Whose job was it to cut the people up? I'm sorry for that person. And how it was not a nice thing. You can see none of them wanted to do it. It wasn't a case of, well, we'll just do it because, fuck it, we'll do this for the next year. It was, we have no choice if we want to survive. So they were doing that. Octavia and that were eating, but some people decided not to. Like Kane led this group of people that decided that we have the choice. We don't want to do this. We're not going to do this. This is wrong. We're not going to eat each other. So they decided not to. Understandable. And then we jumped forward again, and Abby was the one that said, you have to make a crime out of this. Either they eat or they die. And it's like a domino effect, like she said on the Ark. It happened as well. So in the bunker, if the people don't eat, they starve. If they starve, they die. So that's not just one problem. The problem then becomes, they either starve and die, or they fight in the pits, but because they've starved themselves, when they die, there's not going to be the meat needed on their bodies to sustain other people. So their deaths would be nothing that would help other people. So eventually, their food source of humans would run out. I know they only had to last a year, but, it happened very quickly. So it's like a domino effect of, you decide to not eat these things. It's not just killing you, but in the long term, you're killing everyone else as well, because we won't be able to eat you because there won't be the meat on your body. So she decided that it was like, you're one crew, or you're an enemy of one crew. And that scene in the dining room where the people refused to eat and she put the gun to them, I felt really emotional. I did. I felt weirdly emotional about it because it's a really dark place that she got to. And it came from Abby. So you do this, you make Kane eat, everyone else will eat. And then we can sustain each other and whatnot. And rather than, I didn't like talking about it. It's sad because I felt sad for the people. Obviously, they didn't want to eat each other. Understandable. And they were killed for that choice. But I felt sad for Octavia because you could see when she was doing it, she was welling up like, I don't want to do this. But you either eat or you die. Make your choice. And she said to the people, please take a bite. I'm sure she said please. But it was basically, please eat or I will kill you. And I totally get why the people wouldn't do that, especially the guy that was like, this is my brother, I'm not going to do it. Understandable, totally understandable. But you could see the pain in Octavia's eyes as she was gunning them down, and one by one going along the line, and they were refusing to eat, boom, refusing to eat, boom. And Kane was like, this is not you, what are you doing? And so it makes me understand now why Kane is so mad at her, and so angry at her, because I think that is the act that really changed Octavia from the Octavia that we know, and the one that we love, to blood, rainer, and darkness, and death. And you could see that moment, I kind of heard change, because the first shot took a long time, and she was like, please take a bullet, please take a bullet, please take a bite. And then as she went along the people, one by one, she started to get quicker at, not doing it. And it's weird how quickly those things can change your mental state, and how you can change so quickly from, I really don't want to do this, to, I've given you the choice, you're going to take the bite? No. Next person. And obviously Kane was the one that stopped that initial spate of murders. He said he would take a bite, and he did. I mean, he could have chose to take the one that was on his plate, rather than the one that was covered in the blood of the person that she just shot, the blood of the brother of the meat that you're eating. But choices. Yeah, so I think that is definitely where things changed for her, where Kane went against her, and obviously that led to Abby stealing the drugs and whatnot. Obviously the pain of what she chose. She said she took the pills after the alley stuff to help her with that, but I definitely feel like what happened in the bunker pushed her more towards the drugs as well, because she made those bad decisions and she didn't know how to deal with that. So actually, in hindsight, made Abby more of an interesting character for the season, because now that we know the big decisions that she helped make in that bunker that led to some really dark things, and she was only doing them to help them survive, so I don't blame her. I'm not angry at her for them. If I was in a situation where I had about a year, if I was in a room, a bunker, where there's going to be a year without food, the only option I had to eat was to eat a dead person that obviously was cooked, would I take that chance? Probably, yeah. Obviously, you never know until you're in that situation how you act. It's similar to how Bellamy was in the pit and said, I'm not going to fight this. I'm just going to die, or you know. And then the second that the fight started, and Angel came for him, or Guy came for him, he went, shit, and started to run and get the knife because your will to survive kicks in. It does. And so I don't blame anyone for the decisions he made, minus Octavia. It went really scary. Like the shooting scene was upsetting to watch from all sides, but it does maybe understand how Blood Raina's, the way she was started, and obviously that spiraled into these huge cage fights where people were killing each other. And even at that point, though, it wasn't even to kill each other, to eat each other, because by the sounds of it, the hydrofarm, whatever they called it, was working at that point, or at least was working better. Probably helped that there wasn't as many people to feed. Yeah, dark, really dark. I'm impressed by the fact that we didn't get a full flashback episode, but they still had that effect on me for like, oh god, this is what happened down there, in such a few short scenes. Because I was hoping the whole episode would take place in the bunker, get us really deep into what happened, and then we would know, we would understand. We didn't. We got a few scenes, which initially I was disappointed by. I was like, oh, I was hoping we'd get a few more scenes down there. But the scenes that they did were really good, really effective. I really enjoyed that a lot. That creeped me out, made me emotional. But yeah, that was good. What I liked as most as well, I think, is the fact that I didn't guess that was what happened in the bunker. I know I try and guess a lot what's going to come, but with the whole Dark Year thing, I didn't even guess that there was going to be cannibalism. It just happened, and I was very shocked. Very shocked. Really enjoyed the episode, though. The dark stuff was great. The bunker stuff was great. And now we're pretty much 2 hours away, as it seems, from the final battle between the Eden lot and one crew. How's it going to turn out? I have no idea. I feel like we're going to lose some characters over the next couple of episodes. Hopefully, not Dioza. Maybe Dioza probably won't because she's pregnant. I don't know if they kill the pregnant person off. I don't know. Definitely McCreary, I think, was going to die. I feel that maybe someone like Echo or Monty might die. Shaw could go. Maybe. I don't know. Let's wait and see what happens in the next 2 episodes. The 2-part finale of Season 5. Yeah, that was the Dark Year. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below what you thought. Let me know your thoughts on the Dark Year. The cannibalism, Octavia's shooting those people. Were you as taken back by it as I was? As emotionally affected as I was? Like, that really... Yeah, that was hard to watch. That was really tough to watch. Let me know down below. As always, my name is Scott. I hope you guys are well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe. If you enjoyed the video, leave some comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts on the episode. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I'll see you all very soon for the 2-part finale. Finale? Sure, why not? The 2-part finale of Series 5 of the 100. Bye, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Stay safe. I cannot talk today. Bye, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Winning.